We're joined here with Joe Pater, a Whiskey 8 Golf Echo X-Ray. And Joe has actually been on a lot of DXpeditions, a few with Jerry. He's been on 55 DXpeditions, 3 of which were DXpedition of the Year. What is Swains, Midway, and Montenegro, right, Joe?
Yes.
And Joe has a new love in the hobby that he's been very active in lately, and that's 60 meters, a band a lot of you probably never even heard of. Come aboard, obviously. And why don't you tell the listeners or the viewers a little bit about 60 meters, what that's all about?
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the invite for being on the show today. 60 meters is an unusual band. I guess it's sort of like drinking beer or drinking wine. You know, you have to have a taste for it. Not many people just jump into 60 meters, and I really believe you have to have that taste for it. I've been on the band since it started in 2003, and that was the year I formed a DXpedition to go to Montserrat. And so we put 60 meters on for the first time for Montserrat in 2003. 60 meters consist of 5 channels. The FCC gave us 5 channels, and they gave us now 3 modes, so we can work all 3, CWS sideband and JT65. So it can get a little hectic at times because there are hundreds of guys and girls in the United States that could be on it, but we have to share the 5 channels and 3 modes, plus the 172 countries that are on or have been on. So there can be a lot of activity on this little 60-meter band, and I think for the most part, Val, it's pretty much unheard of. Most people are quite familiar with 10 meters and 15 and 20 and 40 and all that, but 60 meters seems to be off to the side and is sort of non-existent in most hams' minds. Go ahead.
What class license do you need to get on 60?
Need to be a general or higher. We can run 100 watts. And our antenna systems, the FCC requires us to run a 100 watts like into a dipole or into an inverted V. We cannot have a gain antenna like a Yagi. We would all like to do that, but that's against the the regulations.
So 100 watts ERP max. So
yes.
No gain antennas. Now I know I subscribed to your newsletter and you had sent out something with the FCC to try and get our privileges broadened. Yes,
the ARL has petitioned the FCC, and the FCC put it up for comment. So through my DX newsletter, I sent it out to all the folks in the United States, asking them to write the FCC with their comments, and our main objective was try to get more frequencies, try to get the whole band if possible, try to get more power, and try to get better antenna systems. So therefore, a lot of countries can only run 15 watts. So it's pretty hard from Ohio to work Russia on 15 watts. Not impossible, but 60 meters being a low band and noise and what have you, it can be a little tough.
So what's the best antennas you found that work really well for 60 meters as far as dipoles go? Or
Here at home, I use a vertical, and that's my transmit antenna. I also have an inverted V, and I have a dipole. So between the 3, but my main antenna is a vertical. Then I have through the property here, I have 5 beverages, only 4 feet tall, and the deer either jump over them or crawl underneath them. I've never had a deer tear it down. It's sort of interesting. But I'm really into a lot of receive antennas, because if you can't hear the gentleman, you can't work.
You can tune an 80-meter dipole or 40-meter dipole for 60 as well, can't you?
That is correct. Or a 160 dipole sometimes works very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, so anybody interested in learning more about 60 meters, what are some good resources they can go to?
Well, we have a very nice website. So it's 60meteronline.com. You can go to that website. There's a slew of information. Along with it, there is a chart for achievements and awards, and you can get WAS and DXCC, but that is only through our little 60-meter group. That has no affiliation whatsoever to do with the ARRL's award program.
I remember, I think it was when Jerry and them were on Palmyra, he did a little split, right? So you can do split from one channel to 2 channels. They don't really like it too much because you only have 5 channels, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Now, the Europeans, most countries, but not all, have a couple channels that are similar to the United States. So those channels are fine. We can talk to Germany and England and these different places. But you are correct. We have to split frequencies when we're talking like to Africa, when we're talking to Spain, and it goes on because we do not, unfortunately, all share the same frequencies.
Okay.
If anyone has an interest in my 60-meter newsletter, Val, my email address is wagex@aol.com. And if they drop me a line, I'll be more than happy to put them on my newsletter mailing list. And we only send it out every couple of weeks, and it's strictly about DX. It has nothing to do about 10 meters or the other bands, only 60 meters.
And I think, can you sign up for it when you go to 60metersonline.com?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a good one. So I would just start with 60metersonline.com. I think it's going to have everything they need. There's clusters on there for 60-meter spots. You can see the leaderboard of who's got the most countries on 60 meters, all kinds of fun stuff and information as well. So thanks so much, Joe, for joining us. Appreciate it, and letting the folks know all about 60 meters.
Okay, thanks for the invite and enjoy the day.
Okay, you too.